What is up, everyone? I want to talk today. I think this is going to be exciting. We're going to get into your emotions. Now, this isn't one of those woo-woo talks. Don't worry. So I don't want you to tune me out. I want you to understand specifically how you handle your emotions, how you work with your emotions, what does self-awareness look like with those emotions. And we're, once again, in the book, and this was off our last episode, The Outstanding Leadership by Stan Toler. And he has a little section in there, and he's talking about vision. And he's talking about vision and motivation. And he says a vision should be inspirational. Motivation is directly linked to personalization. And he uses a quote that Carl Jung said. He says, your vision will become clear only when you look into your own heart. Your vision will become clear only when you look into your own heart. This is self-awareness, guys. This is understanding that you cannot know what you want to accomplish for yourself, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, for your organization, for those that you work with, for those that you lead and serve, until you know your own heart. And that requires some pretty heavy-duty soul-searching. And you can tell ego leadership. And I'm going to do a whole podcast on that. I've been putting things together on that. What does ego leadership look like? Compared to like consciousness and understanding how and why we do the things we do and how and why other people do the things they do. What not just motivates them, but at the core of their being, of who they are, how you can respond to that. And one thing that we all have in common is emotions. And Stan Toler gets into leadership is about emotion. And he says this, and I'm going to go to the book. He says, great leaders read people's often unstated, sometimes unconscious needs and desires. Reading people. Some of you think that you're really good at it. Some of you are good at it. Some of you don't even want to take the time because you're so logical in everything that you do. You look at a person as a widget, and you really are not too concerned about their emotional state, how they're feeling, as long as they get the task done. So basically, it would be better for you to have a bunch of robots just doing what you want them to do. But it doesn't work that way, does it? You can't treat your children that way. And those that you spend most of your time with at the workplace, whether you're working at home through Zoom or whether you're in an office, whatever it is, you're spending a lot of time with these people. So it behooves you to be able to understand how to read people. And this isn't a gimmick. This isn't a book that you can read where you catch body clues and you see, oh, arms are crossed, this means this. They're looking to the right, they're looking to the left. Your own heart can resonate with someone else. People see, and you guys know this. You know when somebody's bullshitting you. You know when what they're saying is a lie. I mean, unless they're like super narcissistic psychopaths that can, sit on a lie detector test. A lot of times if we get off our phones, get off our computers, don't allow the beeps and the whistles, we shut the door, we have a conversation with this employee and we're paying attention, looking to their eyes and having that deep conversation with them, your emotions, that intuition that you have is going to be able to share with you exactly what's going on. So reading people, and he says it's often unstated, sometimes unconscious. This is why you're a leader. Leaders should be doing things with a consciousness. They should be doing things that are stated. Followers sometimes don't understand. They're not self-aware enough to be able to understand this unstated emotion that they have. I'll give you an example. Pride is a huge one. Jealousy is really big in the workplace. This person, I just got off a call here recently and someone got jealous at another person on the call. Why? Because the other person was getting recognition and they weren't, and they felt like they should get the recognition. That's unstated. So I have to have a conversation with that person one-on-one, not to baby them, not going to do that, not to be passive aggressive. We're going to hit it head on. And we're going to address the issue. And I'm going, because I saw the unstated, unconscious way that they were acting and the thing that they had said. And so I, as a leader, confront it. Confront things so quickly, guys. I'm telling you. Get out ahead of it. Confront it. Don't let things fester. Have the balls enough not to be passive aggressive. I hate that in leaders. Leaders get so passive aggressive that they're unwilling to have a conversation. That's a follower. That's not a leader. A leader should always be willing to have the hard conversations. And guess what? As you do more and more and more of them, it gets really easy to do. It's not even fearful. Like for me, it's like, we need to have a conversation. Let's have a conversation. Because you know why? I know how the outcome can turn. The outcome brings clarity. So guess what happens? When I can take the unstated and state it, when I can take the unconscious and make it conscious, and I know their needs and desires and what they're looking for, and I answer those, and then I put vision on top of that and motivate them after that call, guess what's going to happen? I have a changed employee and I've done my job as a leader. Number 2, great leaders welcome new knowledge and fresh input, even if challenging. This is another one I had the other day. I had somebody bring something to me. I had put this presentation together. I was working really hard. I put it out there. And another very, older leader, let's say, but with I was going to say, I used the word very, but I wanted to say with a ton of wisdom that I respect tremendously, changed something on it and thought that probably was not the best use. And in a nice way, called me out on it. Well, the first thing they called me out on it kind of embarrassed me a little bit because my ego, which isn't the real me, my emotion is not me. It's not who I am. So I recognize that. I say, oh, you're getting emotional. Why? Because you want to either play victim or you want comfort. Always understand that people want comfort or they play victim. If they get uncomfortable, emotions are going to come up. When they start playing victim, emotions come up. So I had to check myself and say, this is very wise, and I need to change this. So it's just a simple change. But I noticed this little bit of ego flaring up. Always welcome new knowledge, whoever it comes from. Fresh input, I'm telling you. This is why I love interns. Every single one of your business could have interns. You can. There are so many universities and community colleges that have programs that are looking for interns that would match what you do. That in turn they could turn around, and they need internships. They need them to complete their school. So guess what happens? Sometimes they'll find if you make the program, I want to share this really quick. If you make the program really good and you put some time and effort into it, or you put somebody in charge that cares about that, maybe like was a teacher or likes to teach, put them in charge of it. I'm telling you, guess what happens? This is the amazing thing. They bring fresh input. These young kids, especially when it comes to like marketing or digital marketing or social media or websites, all of those things, they're going to say, well, this is what's happening now. I mean, your website's so 1996. Oh, well, what age group are you trying to hit? Oh, well, they're not on Facebook anymore, guys. They're on TikTok. So, and we can run TikTok ads really cheap and do this, and this. Oh, do you need to film a video? We can film that video, for $100. So interns are beautiful, and you should always have them in your organization. It makes your organization learning, and you're going to gain new knowledge and fresh input. You should also ask your younger and older employees. I do that a lot of times. I will put younger and older people together and then ask them questions. Because when I have a problem, we don't have a problem, we have a challenge. When I have a challenge, I want input from everywhere. I love fresh input and new knowledge, even if it is challenging. And I hope it does challenge the status quo. Number 3, know that what worked in one situation may be useless in another. This plug and play bullshit that everybody does, guys, it may get you by in mediocrity, but every situation that you have, every challenge that you have requires a fresh approach. Take the time to get your team together and say, here's the challenge that we're facing. Here's what we did before. What can we do different? Ask that question and allow them get Starbucks, make it fun, joke around. Don't make it so serious. Have a big whiteboard and say, we're just going to spitball and write some ideas down. And be accepting of each one. Don't laugh at them. Don't just have yours up on the board. look at all of these. Know that what worked in one situation may be, and he uses this word, Stan Toler does, useless in another. Strong word. I've seen so many people do this. It's like the guy that can't get past that he was the high school football champ. And his office is full of high school football champ stuff. And within 5 minutes of a conversation, he's going to make sure and tell you that he was the high school football champ. You know, what does that have to do with anything, dude? Good. Yay. I'm happy for you. Glad that you were super talented. That's awesome. But it's useless in the conversation unless I went to that school too, and then maybe I'd be impressed. You know, that type of thing. Or unless I love football and I think it's the awesomest thing in the world. You know, but most of the time it's useless. And you see people like that. They're living in the past. And there's new problems, guys. The world is a totally different world than it was 2 years ago. We know this. Number 4, know the talented people don't need or want hovering managers. This is emotions. Leadership is about emotions. He says, know that talented people don't need or want hovering managers. If you can't keep talented people and they keep going to other organizations, it's because you're hovering. You're micromanaging. You know what that tells me? If I had a CEO that was looking over me, I'm a CMO in an organization. If I had a CEO that was looking over me and micromanaged me, I wouldn't work for him. Because that means he doesn't trust me. You shouldn't have employees that you don't trust. Now, they need to earn your trust and earn your respect, over time, but they should be able to earn that pretty quickly because you've given them projects and the opportunity. You as a leader have given them the opportunity to earn it. Have you given your peeps the opportunity to earn it? Or are you just telling them exactly what to do and then hovering over them to make sure it gets done and using fear tactics? No one wants that. Do you want that? Would you want that? You say, well, my leader does that to me. Well, buffer that and be the opposite of that. Just because you experience abuse as a child doesn't mean you pass it on to your next children. That's so crazy. If you want to keep talented people, you have to pretend like you are making a leader to every single person. And I'm not saying, I'm using the word pretend, like even if you have the most talented in the world coder and he never wants to be a leader and he just wants to sit in an office all day long, treat him like a leader by asking him, well, if you were in charge of this, what would you do? I totally trust you, Jim. Let's have a conversation 2 or 3 days from now. I'm gonna put it on my calendar, block it out. Just you and I sit, and I want you to give me what you want to do with this project. Talented people love that. They want to take responsibility. Next, have a reputation for honesty. This is one that gets me because morals today, and I'm not sounding like an old fuddy-duddy. I'm 49 years old, so I am kind of old for some of you young people that listen to me. And I know we need to challenge the status quo. I get that. And there are some really good things that are happening in society now, and old things that needed to pass away and new things that needed to come into play. I know that, and I'm thankful for that. But what I see is this moralistic attitude that we had back in the day kind of held us together in glue, and it wasn't perfect. I know there was racism. I know there was equality issues. I get all that, and we're working on those, and that's awesome. I'm 100% for all of that. But, you know, I look to one of my heroes, Martin Luther King Jr., and he hit that head on, racism. But there was morals there. Go online. They have archives of reading his speeches and sermons that he gave. There was a reason behind what they did. You know, and it's so fascinating to me today is that everybody thinks they're such an individual and they get to make their own morals. Well, in a society, it doesn't work that way because one person may be super screwed up and they're allowed to be able to do what they want. No, there has to be rules and regulations in everything that we do in life. We can decentralize things. I get it. But you ultimately, at the end of the day, have to take personal responsibility for your actions. Period. Whether you're an atheist, a Christian, a Muslim, whatever you may be. And all of those things, whatever you are, whether you're the wokest person and the far rightest person, super left, whatever it is, you should have a reputation for honesty. Because that creates trust and respect. Honesty, trust, and respect are the three key ingredients to every leader. If people know that you're honest with them, and they're allowed to come to you and ask a hard question, and you're not going to get mad at them, and you're going to be straight up and honest with them, you're going to have loyalty. See where all that comes? It leads into loyalty. And they'll do whatever they need to do to make sure that you're happy as a leader because they want to serve you as you are serving them honestly. Next, treat everyone with a basic level of respect. I don't care who they are or what their position is. Treat every single person in your organization with a level of respect. Respect is earned. You give it to them, they'll give it to you. I've seen this over and over again. Leaders, I've had to watch this in my own life, and each of us do. It's like, well, we can replace this person. They're just, a $15, $20 an hour person. There's a million of these. We can get these again. That's a person that has a family. That is, maybe they're going through something and you need to have a conversation with them. You're not willing to, so you just soon fire them or have your other managers fire them just to get rid of them and get another one. When you could have had a beautiful conversation, they would have felt respect from you. Know that either they're not understanding you or you're not understanding them. You guys figured this out. It creates a mass amount of respect, and now you got one of the most loyal employees ever. I've heard of janitors being on the job for 40 years and loving it. I know of a person right now that is a maintenance guy, and he's the maintenance guy. And he takes care of everything. He's been doing it for 30 years. Whatever has to have, furniture needs to get moved, a lock needs to be replaced, whatever. He's a super handyman. He loves doing it. To show him respect, you know what they do? They make sure that he has the right tools. And that his shop is badass. He has a little place tucked in it's like a big room, like a big bedroom, and in there it's all pegboard out and everything's. He doesn't have the worst tools or the cheapest tools. He has nice tools, and if you can afford that, you should. That shows them respect. Have nice mops. Have try to get what you can afford, but the best for the tools that they need. Somebody's worked for you for a year, get them a laptop. How much does that really cost you? At Costco. We used to do that a long time ago. We've gotten away from it. I remember, there used to be like, if you've been with us for 5 years, we give you a watch and type of things like that. Those go a long way. People would wear those watches for 30 years and be loyal. We all love things like that. Badges and awards and diplomas. How much does it cost you? I used to do this. I had trophies. You could go online and you can buy a trophy, a nice looking big trophy for $10 and have it engraved. Come up with all different kinds of positions and all different things like, most important person this year for revenue. Just not just a salesperson, but maybe somebody outside of the organization helped you land a big account. Get everybody together, have a little party, and then give out trophies. People will put them in their offices. I guarantee you that. A big, nice trophy can cost you like $10. If you don't believe me, look online. There's just cool stuff you can do. We did ones for, we did one as far as like, somebody that hypes up and promotes everybody. I forgot the title right off the bat, but it was like somebody that was just, always like pumps up the people and makes everybody feel good, and then they got a award and everybody cheered because everybody knew that this person always comes in and they can always feel better and they deserved it, People love that stuff. That shows respect, guys. That's all it is. It's taking the time to show respect to that person. Having lunch with somebody and coaching them. Don't do it in your office. Take it for lunch. If you've got a card, a business card, you go lunch. How much is lunch? $50. If you buy drinks, $70, $80. And you have a super happy employee and you've listened to them and asked them questions and they've been able to share with you some information about what they're going through or what they think can change and how they can help you lead. You think that $80 with 2 beers or a couple glasses of wine? Come on. Next, communicate the organization's strategies, goals, and challenges. This is probably the number one thing that leaders think that they do, but they don't. I see this over and over again. A leader will have a big, most leaders don't do this, but some really good leaders, they'll have a big, first of the year, a party, or they'll do it at their Christmas party or whatever, and they're going to outline the vision for the next year. And here's what we're going to do. They may even buy a big banner with, and come up with one sentence that's the mission for the vision. And they put that, and they have this big banner in the back, in the break room or whatever. And that just sits up here, and it's like 2022, da-da-da-da. And then they think that that's communicating. Communicate the organization's strategies, goals, and challenges. You have to do this every single day. Always try to slip in vision to every person you talk to in the organization. If you're having longer than, it's like, hey, Bill, how's it going? Oh, good. Hope you're doing good. You're doing good. Oh, perfect. Can't wait to meet with you in our coaching session. Hey, how about we do lunch? If you're doing that little quick thing, that's fine. But if you're having an honest to goodness conversation with somebody longer than 5 minutes, slip in some vision. Watch how the conversation changes. It's amazing. Throw in some strategy, goals, and challenges. Say, hey, Bill, you know what? I need some help. We've got this challenge. Can you just think about this, in your spare time or whatever? Maybe you're out. I know you love to kayak. When you're out kayaking, do you mind, thinking about this challenge that we're facing? And then, maybe next time we meet or just pop into my office and say, hey, I think I've got an answer to this. Let me know. I really would value your opinion. Dude, I'm telling you, people will go nuts over that. Last one, guys. Find out what employees' career goals are and help them reach them. I'm going to say something to you that you're probably not going to like, but is so important. I'm going to show you why. There's a difference between an abundance mentality and a scarcity mentality. Let me give you an example. Susan walks into your office and says, boss, there's something I need to tell you. I'm kind of nervous, but I need to tell you this. You're like, yeah, Susan, what's up? Well, I've got this opportunity, and it's in Austin. There's a new company coming in, and they offered me this, and this, and I just wanted to tell you I'll take it. And I love working here and everything else, but I'm going to give my 2-week notice. You haven't. So the emotions hit, right? And what do we always think? Betrayal. I can't believe what went wrong. Maybe if you're one of those leaders, you beat yourself up for it. So now you're losing a valuable employee. Susan's gone. Here's the right response. Susan, I am so happy for you. That's so exciting. I hope this is what you've been wanting to do, and I'm so glad that you were able to grow in our company, and I watched your growth, and it was amazing, and you're evolving to the point to where you get to go have a new opportunity in a new city. I'm just so excited for you, and thank you. And you know what? I really appreciate you working for us, and what's the last day that you want to work? What would be comfortable for you for the last day? If you need to take an extra day or two, that's fine. I'm off. So Thursday will be your last day, and you'd like to take Friday off? Well, Thursday, if you don't mind, I know I don't like surprise parties, but I'd love for us to be able to throw you a go away party. I know everybody would love that, and we just want to show you how much we appreciate you. She's going to be amazed. And when you have that party, you say about how amazing she was and the things that she did. People are going to get emotional. She's going to hug everybody. And you know what's going to happen? Here's what's going to happen. She's going to move to Austin. And there's probably a good chance that she's not going to have as good of a leader as you do. You know how many times I've had people come up to me and say, you're the best leader that I ever had? I have people still call me boss man. They're like, hey, boss man, and they're appreciative. They'll text me for my birthday. And, I'm not some perfect person, and I've screwed it up many times. But I'm telling you, this abundance mindset, one, if they don't like it in Austin, they're going to come right back and ask for their job back. Because they're not going to find a better place. And you should have created that. Where no matter where they go, they're just going to feel disappointed, and they're not going to feel at home, and they're going to miss their family. Number two, if they do stay there and it's awesome for them, and you keep in touch with them and just see how they're doing every once in a while, if there's an opportunity for them to promote you on anything, they're going to do that. You know how much business I received from somebody going somewhere else, and they're an ambassador for me? And they like text me, hey, Jason, I've got this opportunity, this person, da-da-da-da-da-da, and I know we had talked about this before. I think they'd be a good fit. I've got this person, they're moving to this city, and I think that they could work for you. Would you have a conversation with them? I'll vouch for them. I've been working with them for a year. and they've been awesome. All of that, tons of opportunity. Have an abundance mindset. What you must always realize, I did a whole show on this about a year and a half ago. It's not a pizza where each person's getting a slice, because guess what? With abundance mindset, the pizza just gets bigger and bigger. There's always a slice available. That's the awesome part. So I encourage you guys, have this emotional intelligence. Understand that you as a leader, through self-awareness, you can do these things. You can create this vision. And you can serve people the way that you know that you should, by inspecting your heart and then transferring what you're learning into other people. I think it's awesome. Appreciate each and every one of you. If you have any questions, concerns, if you want to sponsor the show, we have a few sponsors. You can go to abqpodcast.com and click on our partners. You'll see those. You can have a conversation. I'd love to talk with you if you'd like to sponsor a few episodes, or you want to be a main sponsor, whatever. We can share that information with you. Appreciate you guys, and hope you have a wonderful day.